Hepinize merhaba arkadaşlar. Bugün arkadaşlar Brawl Stars oynamıyoruz. Brawl Stars'ta videolara bakacağız bugün. Videolarda evet Nani geldi bildiğiniz gibi. Nani teklifi var. Şöyle bir tanesini beğeneceğim. Ve bunu açacağız. Ben şimdi şunu bir açayım arkadaşlar. Evet, bunu bir açacağım. Evet. Şu an iyi seyirler arkadaşlar. Bazen konuşabilirim.
Let's start out by finding out which brawler wins in a 1v1 situation. Nani versus Spike. Nani's attack deals so much damage that she's able to two-shot Spike and take him
Şu
out
an kim
before
yenmiş?
falling.
Nani yenmiş. Güzel. Bu arada Nani çok güçlü. Bir vurduğunda şu an 3000'lerde falan vuruyordu.
Jean gets help from his Spirit Slap Star power to deal extra damage with each attack. He's able to land just enough shots on Carl before he would have gotten taken out, giving Jean his first point. Carl versus Spike. Unfortunately for Spike, Carl has enough HP to survive, and Spike is not able to reload a fourth one before getting taken out. That is 1 point for Carl. Jean versus Spike. Jean's attack have just enough damage with his star power to take Spike out in 2 quick shots, giving him a second point. Nani versus Carl. Nani's attack deals so much damage that he can take Carl out in 3 shots before Carl takes him out. It's close, but Nani gets a second point. Nani versus Jean. Both brawlers are able to take each other out in 2 shots, but Jean has a slightly faster unload speed, which means that Jean gets first for 3 points, Nani gets second for 2 points, Carl gets third for 1 point, and Spike gets fourth with 0 points. Now for the rest of the video, we're going to be doing a free-for-all in 15 tests, and brawlers will get 3 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third, and 0 points for fourth. Your goal is to guess which brawler is going to get first for every event, and you get extra points if you can guess which brawler will win the entire competition right now. Before we get into that though, forget everything you think you know about creator codes, because Code Kairos is one of the most ambitious creator codes in 2020, and it will change everything. Just look at the level of detail on Code Kairos. I can hardly believe this is a mobile Code Kairos. Now I want you to click on my link in the description below, because if you click on only my link and use Code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop, you'll get everything promised to you from Code Kairos. You'll never miss a Piper shot again. You'll get all the good randoms, and the enemy El Primos will grab 10 gems, then jump over onto your side of the map. You'll also unlock a super rare brawler in your next brawl box, probably, but most likely not. But most importantly, you will be using the best creator code in Brawl Stars for the next 7 days until it expires. Use Code Kairos now, and it will come with a super catchy jingle that you'll have happy to have stuck in your head for the next 7 tests. Carl gets to use his protected pirouette star power to reduce damage. Jean gets to use his lamp blowout gadget to heal himself. Nani gets to use her tempered steel star power to reduce damage, and Spike gets to use his fertilized star power to heal himself. In the end, Carl and Nani tied for third place, lasting for 18 seconds, and Jean and Spike tied for first, lasting for 19.5 seconds. The attack range test. No gadgets or star powers help the brawlers for this test. Carl has an 8-tile range, Jean has an 11-tile range, Nani has an 8 2/3 tile range, and Spike has an 11 2/3 tile range. Spike gets first, Jean gets second, Nani gets third, and Carl gets fourth. The super range test. No gadgets or star powers help the brawlers for this test. Carl's super reaches 15 2/3 tiles, Jean's super reaches 8 tiles, and Spike's super reaches 10 tiles. Now Nani's super is ridiculously long because it can travel up for 10 seconds, bringing her super range to a total of 62 tiles. Nani gets first, Carl gets second, Spike gets third, and Jean gets fourth. Now up until this point, this is how many points each brawler has. Jean is in first with 8 points, Nani and Spike are tied for second place with 7 points, and Carl is in last place with only 4 points. Let's go ahead and do another round of tests to see if anything changes. The 3-shot attack test. First up is Carl, who's able to deal 5,040 damage with 3 attacks. This is enough damage to take out 22 of the 37 brawlers in the game, including Bo, Jean, and Shelly. Next is Jean, who gets help from his Spirit Slap Star power. He's able to deal 5,100 damage with 3 attacks. which is enough to take out 22 of the 37 brawlers, once again including Bo, Gene, and Shelly. Next is Nani, who's able to deal 8,820 damage with 3 attacks. That is enough to take out 36 of the 37 brawlers up to El Primo, which includes every brawler aside from Frank. Lastly is Spike, who's able to deal 6,552 damage with 3 attacks. Now that's enough to take out 30 of the 37 brawlers, including Carl and 8-Bit. Now Spike's only allowed to hit the boss with 3 spikes worth of damage, because that is how much he can deal against a regular brawler-sized target. Nani gets first, Spike gets second, Gene gets third, and Carl gets fourth. The super damage test. Starting out is Carl, who's able to deal 7,056 damage with an entire super. Next is Gene, who can't deal any damage with his super. Nani uses her autofocus star power to deal an additional 2,500 extra damage, bringing her total damage to 5,300 damage with just 1 super. And then lastly, we've got Spike Super, which can deal a total of 2,800 damage over 5 seconds. Carl gets first, Nani gets second, Spike gets third, and Gene gets fourth. The Assassin Test. For this test, brawlers have 3 seconds to deal as much damage as possible, and they are allowed to use supers, gadgets, or anything else that will help them deal more damage. Carl uses his gadget in combination with his super to deal an impressive 12,636 damage in 3 seconds. Gene is able to unload 4 attacks within 3 seconds, and with his Spirit Slap star power, he's able to deal 6,800 damage. Nani uses a star power, 2 attacks, a second star power, and a third attack, all within 3 seconds, which allows her to deal 14,444 damage. And Spike's able to use 3 attacks and 2 supers as well, but he's only able to deal 9,352 damage in 3 seconds. Nani gets first, Carl gets second, Spike gets third, and Gene gets fourth.
İçerisinde Roma, Japonya, Bizans, Kore, Arabistan gibi birçok medeniyet var ama bir tanesi var ki Türk medeniyeti, Osmanlı medeniyeti arkadaşlar. Her medeniyetin kendi özel güçleri var ve tarihsel olarak gerçekten onlara özgü alınmış. Osmanlı'nın özelliği de okçu sağlığını %5, işte kısa iskan hızını %5, etkin beceri hasarını %5 arttırıyor. Biliyorsunuz Osmanlı okçuydu zaten. Ona göre bütün medeniyetlerin kendi has özellikleri var. Burada da mesela Yeniçeri...
The reload test. Now for this test, brawlers unload and reload 10 ammo to see which brawler will have the most ammo available most of the time. Carl finishes in only 6 seconds with the help of his power throw gadget. After him are Gene and Spike tied for second place in 23 seconds. And in last place is Nani, who takes 25.5 seconds. Now we're about halfway through the test, and this is how the brawlers are doing so far. Gene is now in 4th with 11 points. Carl is now in 3rd with 12 points. Spike is in 2nd with 13 points, and Nani is in 1st with 15 points. It is a really close competition right now that any of the brawlers could win. Let's see how they do. The Supercharge Test. Up first is Carl, who's able to charge his super in 1.6 seconds. Gene requires 3 seconds to charge his super, which takes a little bit more time. Nani's able to charge her super in 1.5 seconds, and Spike is able to charge his super in 0.9 seconds. Spike gets first, Nani gets second, Carl gets third, and Gene gets fourth. The Super Recharge Test. This test shows how much a brawler's super recharges its own super. Carl's super recharges about 2/3 of the way. Gene's super doesn't recharge his super at all. Nani's recharges hers about 1/4 of the way, and Spike's recharges about 60% of the way. Carl gets first.
Biraz sona getireceğim arkadaşlar.
4 other brawlers that offer more utility with supers. I'm giving Spike 2nd place for the slow that comes with his super. When used correctly, this slow spells certain doom for enemies and is incredibly useful. But 1st place absolutely belongs to Gene's Super Pole. When used in the right mode, this super has a potential to absolutely win games by itself and definitely deserves 1st place. And now that we've put Nani, Spike, Gene, and Carl against each other in every single test, it is time to see.
Beğendiyseniz kanala abone olup like atmayı unutmayın. 5 like'da bunun 2. serisi gelecek. Yorumlarınız ve her şeyiniz benim için çok değerli. O yüzden kanalıma abone olun, like atın. Şu an bekliyorum sizi. Arkadaşlar kodum da bu. Biraz Stars'taki kodum. Biraz bekliyorum. Videoyu durdurabilirsiniz. Evet. Kodum bu. Bana ulaşabilirsiniz. Benim adım şu. Sana arkadaşlık isteği gönderdim. Yazın yorumlara. Zaten ben sizi kabul ederim. O zaman ya ikimiz de oynayabiliriz aslında benim kodumla. Benim kodumu siz alın. Arkadaşlık isteğini siz gönderin bana. Ben o zaman zaten videoda olurum. Beni izlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Kanalıma abone olup beğeni atarsanız çok teşekkür ederim. Arkadaşlar. Bugünlük bu kadar da. Görüşmek üzere bir sonraki videoda. 5 like istiyorum ikinci serisine. Görüşmek üzere.